Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. Hope you all have taken your exam nicely, right? Okay. So today we will start with our half yearly portion. In today's class only I will be definitely discussing the questions of your unit test. So you need to keep patience. First you need to listen to today's topic, today's discussion, then you will learn about that. So today we will start our class with, we will start our half yearly portion with prepositions. So what is preposition? Preposition, if we split the very word preposition, we get preposition. So definitely preposition is a word that takes its takes its position before a noun or a pronoun or a phrase or a determiner or sometime in between determiner and adjective. So definitely the word pre says it will take its place before a noun or pronoun, right? Or a phrase, as I told. And to be very specific about preposition, what is its function? So its function is to make us understand the relationship between the object with the other part of the sentence. So what is the relation between the object and the object in the sentence with the other words? That is specified, that is hinted to us by a preposition. So I know you all are learning about preposition from class. You have learned it earlier also. So you all know about preposition. Still I tried to make you understand a bit. So now let us focus on the screen. See here, as for example, we will get that we met after class. So the very word after, it is used just before the noun, the word class, and it is obviously preposition. Next sentence, if you focus, we met in the arts class. Here the is determiner, arts is adjective, it is specifying the class. So in, the preposition takes place before the determiner. So I hope you all can understand that after and in both are prepositions. Now we can categorize preposition into three based on their form. So based on their form, preposition can be categorized into three. What are they? Simple prepositions, compound prepositions, and complex or phrase prepositions. Now what is simple prepositions? The very word simple itself says the common words, single word prepositions that we know, we often use, that is in, on, by, from, about, over, till, up, of, for, to, etc. So these are one single word, one word, and these are called simple prepositions. Okay. As for example, if we focus that the children made castles in sand, in is obviously simple preposition. I will see, you must remember based on their form it is categorized. Now a different category, we will definitely learn about the different category as well. So simple prepositions, I hope you all have understood. Now compound prepositions. So compound prepositions, in this case the very word compound says that it will be combined, right? So when we add two or more words and they are combined to form one single preposition, that is called compound preposition. Like within, within, the very word within, with, along with this with we add in, then it becomes within and it becomes a single unit, a single word, and it carries a specific meaning. Thus it serves the purpose of compound preposition. Likewise into, across, between, without, inside, outside, these all are compound prepositions. Once again I repeat, when two or more words are combined to form one single preposition, and that single preposition will carry a specific meaning, that will be considered as compound preposition. So here if we focus on the example, the book fell behind the cupboard. Can you manage without your reading glasses for 2 days? Without. with and out, they are mixed up and they made a single word without, and that is compound preposition. Now let us focus on complex or phrase preposition. Complex or phrase preposition can be a group of words that also does the work of a single preposition. Now in complex preposition we will get some two word complex prepositions, sometimes 3 word prepositions. Okay, so 2 word, see here the difference between compound and complex. In compound we will find 2 different, means 2 single or simple preposition, they will be combined together and they will form a single word. Whereas in complex phrase we will get 2 word preposition or 3 word preposition. Like for 2 word, if we consider, we will find along with, according to, due to, except for, regardless of, prior to. Okay, so along 1 word, with second word, so 2 words here we get. And we can hear likewise because of, contrary to, having two words. Okay, that comes under complex or phrase preposition. Here in complex or phrase preposition we can have 3 word as our complex or phrase preposition, like in front of. In, that is if we specifically use in, it comes under simple preposition, right? But here in complex preposition it will come under when it is having 2 more words along with it, that is first one preposition, in between we will find a noun, and then we will find again preposition. Then it will be having 3 words and that will be used for a single purpose. So here in front of, we are having 3 words, it comes under complex or phrase preposition. I hope you all understood. Likewise with reference to, in spite of, in addition to, by means of, in place of, like this. So this is all about, for example, if we go here, like I parked the car in front of the gate. So when we say in front of the gate, see, we can visualize a picture. So in front of, these 3 words, they work together, yes, and they work together to provide us a specific meaning here also. Like according to Sagar, here we find 2 words. So as I told, in complex we may find 2 words or 3 words. So according to Sagar, the movie is not worth watching. So here also according to, 2 different words, they are used together to make us to indicate a specific meaning. So this is all about preposition, that means the categories of preposition based on their form, that is simple, compound and complex prepositions. So according to their function we will discuss in our next class. Now you have a work. Okay, that is, you all know, you need to open the worksheet file. There you will get some work. You need to do them fast and you need to come back to watch the video again. So what is your primary task now? You need to pause the video right here. Then you need to do your worksheet. Along with that, you need to open your unit test question paper also, because along with the worksheet I will be discussing those answers also. I got 2 or 3 of your email where you all have, some of you have asked some questions. Besides, I was really about to discuss all the answers. So today we will definitely learn about them. And one more thing I want to make clear, that is, those who are asking some questions, children, try to understand. Maybe you are writing your email address on the part from, but from, and then means you are sending your query. But what the problem is, I do not get your email ID. So what you have to do is, you need to mention your email address in the body part of the email, okay, or your phone number, at least one communication, something that I can communicate with. Okay, so you can provide either your phone number, then I will be contacting you directly, or you all can send your email address also, but it must be mentioned in the body part of the email, otherwise I cannot get them. I hope now you all have understood. So now you need to do the worksheet and come back. First you need to pause here and do that. I hope all of you will definitely do. So I think that you all have paused the video and you all have done your work and come back. Yes. So as I told you to keep your question paper, unit test question paper ready with you so that you can get me. Okay. So the first option was given: in a friendly letter, sender's address or self address is required. So whether it be a friendly letter or formal letter, in both the cases, it is obviously sender's address means who is sending the letter. That means you yourself is writing the letter, you are writing the letter. Okay. So you must provide at the very top, generally we write house number and all, that part is sender's address, the person who is sending the letter. So whether it be a friendly letter or a formal letter, in both the cases it's required. And the very word and it is said as it is, it comes under true false. So in order to make you a bit puzzled, the question is said like in a friendly letter. Suppose in a friendly letter it's not required. So I said it in order to check whether you know it completely or whether a single word can confuse you or not. I hope you all have done the answer rightly. Next one, in the subscription portion of a friendly letter, we can write with love, yours faithfully, only name. Now see, with love, yes, we can do this. Yours faithfully, that is the mistake part. Again, only name, full name and only name, there is a basic difference. So if we write only name, means suppose your name is Soham Das. So Soham Das is the full name. If you write Soham, that is only name. So this part is also correct. With love is also correct. If you write, but here yours faithfully, this particular part is used in formal letter. So definitely the answer will be, this answer will be false. Whereas the first one, in a friendly letter, sender's address or self address is required, it will be true. Next comes, in a friendly letter, salutation can be my dear, then whatever it be. See, my, M capital, D small. So obviously it follows the pattern. So it will be definitely true. And dot dot means it can be my dear Uncle Rajiv or my dear Akash or anything. So anything can be there. Only my dear, the format you need to, means those who have done it wrong, see, focus should be on either whether the M is capital or small and D is capital or small. So here it is written rightly, so it will be true. Next one, in a formal letter, we should not punctuate the date portion. So whether again the word formal is used to make you confused, whether it be a formal or friendly, in both the cases, the means punctuation should not be there on the date portion. So in a formal letter, we should not punctuate the date portion. It is true. Next one, in a friendly letter, we can punctuate the date portion. As I told, whether it be a friendly or formal, so formal and friendly, both the words are used to make, means they are used to check whether you know the things rightly. Okay, so in a friendly letter we can punctuate, so we cannot punctuate whether it be friendly or formal. So last one will be definitely false. Now let us come to the next part, that is B. Rajiv can paint very well. So Rajiv can paint, there is no mistake, it's absolutely correct sentence. Next one, Rishabh should, must, see, should and must, they are used together. So obviously it's wrong, it's incorrect. Next one, he must study hard if he wants a good grade. So if he must study hard if he wants. So he is third person singular number and verb is having S along with it. So definitely it's correct. Next one, to reach on time, they should to take a taxi. So should and to, they cannot be used in this way. So definitely it's incorrect one. Next one, shower up, will, can, both the modals together again, like that one, should, must. So will, can will definitely not be there. So will, can, that is That is absolutely incorrect one. I hope you all have done it in this way only. So the number C was fill in the blanks with can, could, may or might. So first one, don't talk to strangers, you dash get into trouble. You may get into trouble. If someone does, you might get into trouble. That is also not wrong. So may or might both will go. Next one, dash we see some more designs please. Can we? Okay. Number 3, that is dash this be our new boss. So it will be this be okay, it will be could this be our new boss? Okay. Then next one, take an umbrella, it dash rain. It may rain or it might rain, both will go. And then the last one, I know your name please. Obviously you all know this. Generally we ask, may I know your name please, like this. So next comes number D, choose the correct option. That was dash can be clearly seen on her face. That she is sick can be clearly seen on her face. The bracketed part is that she is sick. This part works as subject of the verb. So it will be obviously noun clause. Next one, the girl dash who lives next door is very intelligent. The girl who lives next door, it works as an adjective, so it's obviously adjective clause. Number 3, I don't know where she is going. So one of the students got confused with the use of the word where. So see, where she is going, this serves as object of the verb that is know, don't know, I don't know. So I don't know, what do I not know? The answer comes where she is going. So obviously it's object to the verb, so obviously it's noun clause. Number 4, the dress which I bought yesterday. Which I bought yesterday serves the dress. So obviously it's adjective clause. Number 5, Anshu who paints well. Anshu who paints well. Anshu is a painter. As soon as we read who paints well, so obviously adjective clause. So this is the discussion for your unit test questions. Now we will learn about today's worksheet. In today's worksheet, today I have tried to make you understand simple, compound and complex prepositions. So in the worksheet was based on that. So the first one was, there is a funny umbrella stand dash the door. It can be next to the door or near the door, both will go. Number 2 was dash a recent survey. So when it's survey, obviously according to a recent survey, the boy-girl ratio has fallen again. Then number 3, this is dash your letter dated 26th March 2017. So with reference to, because as it is said your letter dated, so obviously with reference to. Number 4, you must start dash time, obviously on time. Then comes, I hope you all can understand the first one, there is a funny umbrella stand next to, that comes under complex preposition, and if you use near, that is definitely simple preposition. Then according to, again that comes under, it's having 2 words, so it comes under complex or phrase preposition. Number 3, again complex or phrase preposition. Number 4, on time, single word is used, so simple preposition. Number 5, please look in the box beside the window. So beside, it comes under tell me, yes, it comes under combine. Then number 6, the plants dash the front door are beginning to dry up. So near the front door, simple obviously. Then number 7, life was simpler without all moderns. Now obviously without and without is combined. That means compound. Then number 8, on the flight from Bagdogra, I sat next to a famous football star. Okay, next to, obviously it will be next to, and next to comes under complex or phrase preposition. So I hope you all have watched today's video with attention. Now you need to do one thing, that is you need to read the study material again And if you have done some mistake on the answer part, question answer part, then you need to recheck once again, and you need to do the work once again, right? So I hope you all have understood how to contact, okay, if required, obviously. This much for today. Keep on doing your work. Have a very good day. Thank you.